openness. The issue of local government autonomy, what's your take?
Sometimes when they talk about this local government autonomy, I want us to define what we mean by autonomy of the local government councils. I think in terms of local government, we seem to be laying emphasis on the wrong side. Now, what are the issues about local government? What are the challenges of local government? Yes, the administrative challenges of who runs local government, but I think much more critical is the funding of local government councils, which I think we should look at very critically. But nobody seems to be talking about funding of local government councils. And what do I mean by that? At least in data today, and in most states, the money that goes to local government councils at the end of the month, 65% to 70% of that money is used in paying primary school teachers. So what is left? Because you have to deduct it as soon as it comes, before it goes to the local government, you have to deduct that money at source. And why did the law specify that? The law specified that because of our history. There was a time this autonomy we are talking about, total autonomy for local government council, was on. So the chairman, any fund that comes to the local government council goes straight to the chairman. And what was happening then? The primary school teachers were being owed 6 months, 1 year, because the chairman, of course, will prioritize the money before thinking of payment of primary school teachers. And so what is happening, many states are supporting the payment of primary school teachers. Of course, I'm happy that on Friday, you were with my colleague in River State, and he told you about the kind of support he gives to local government councils. For us in Delta, every month, I release about 600 million, to support the payment of salary for local government councils. That is directly. Plus another 10% of our IGR. So on the whole, about 1 billion every month to the payment of one salary or the other at local government council level. So what are we saying? We must critically look at who takes responsibility for the payment of primary school teachers' salary, because this are a key group of persons in our country, the people that educate our children, and nobody seems to be paying attention to their plight. And that is why we are saying that in the constitutional amendment, we must look into the issue of revenue allocation. What happens? If you want the local government council to continue to pay the primary school teachers, then you must increase the allocation. Or if you want to move it from the local government council level, then you move it, and if you are moving it to states, then you must also increase the allocation to states. Or even if you say federal government that decides as they want to do, say, oh, okay, federal government want to pay the salary of primary school teachers, they leave for that. But it is important we look at the kind of funding that goes to local government council because of the primary school teacher salary. Now, when they use 65%, what is left? 35%. Then, of course, their own salary, their workers, especially the health workers, take about 30%, and what is left? Almost just 5% or nothing. So that is the kind of challenge we have at the local government council level. And in terms that coming to what I probably understand by the autonomy, because if you really ask me, I find it difficult to define.
What if we were financial autonomy?
No, it doesn't. If you like, send all the money to local government councils directly. For me, because that frees my 600 million. because of the relationship we have now, that I'm able to give them the 600 million. But if it's okay, you want to deal with them directly now financially, then I keep my 600 million and use it for some other things.
But couldn't part of the challenge be that states, for instance, if there are just about 17 states who have conducted local government elections out of the rest, and so if they're not even conducting elections, why at that point are there a caretaker committee that overstates its welcome, or just appoint transition committee, you can't begin to identify the challenge there. So conduct the elections first, and then you take the challenge one after the other. What about that one?
Yeah, no, the states are conducting election.
Very few of them.
Not really, not very few. as a governor, I've conducted a local government election before. We are getting set to conduct a second one because our own independent electoral commission, their tenure also got expired, and we had to put in a new set. I'll swear them in next week. As soon as I swear them in, they will be ready to conduct election. There's no governor who is not ready to conduct election. But we must also identify the fact that elections are not cheap, okay, and they have to be done every 3 years. The national one is 4 years. The local government is 3 years.
Yeah.
So every 3 years, a state has to pump out so much money to conduct local government election, depend on the state. So you also have that question. If the states continue to fund local government election, you just wanted to fund local government election and not be involved in any other thing in local government. You know, so you have all these challenges here and there. If you really ask me, looking at the local government law, we must also, I think 3 years election is too frequent.
How many years?
If we say the national is 4 years, local government should also be 4 years. Because of the heavy burden it places on states, every 3 years election is quite expensive.
Even at the grassroots?
In fact, the grassroots election is even more expensive than the national election.
Why is that?
Yeah, because a council election, for instance, you know me, I know you. You know, yes, you know me, I know you. For a presidential election, somebody who is in a council, maybe a ward, might not know who the president is. But many people might not know who the president is, so they are not really bothered about. But they are more concerned about who represents them at the council, who their councillor is. So in the council election, the candidate that is taking part in the election is in the ward.